Right, so today's squad builder is a team full of Brazilians, and as the title says, it cost 550,000 coins. So I mean, that is a lot of money to spend. But anyway, jump straight in, and in first we've got Julio Cesar in goal. He cost me 1,000 coins, which for a player in game he's alright. I mean, he does make some good saves because he has got good reactions and reflexes and diving, as the card says there. But then there was a few times where it was a fairly easy save to make and he'd miss it completely, which was a pain. But for 1,000 coins, you don't expect to have a goalkeeper of newest standard. So for 1,000 coins, if you got it and you need a goalkeeper from either the Championship or for Brazil, Cesar definitely. 1,000 coins, easy decision to make. Right, so the first centre back is Inform Miranda, who I actually got in a pack. I think his price at the moment is about 30k from when I last looked. In game, he's pretty good as well. He's got 83 defending, 85 heading, 77 pace. He's just a well balanced defender. The same as all the defenders in this squad, to be honest. I mean, the defending I did like, but the rest of the squad I didn't really like. But I'll get into that as I go along. Yeah, it's about 32k if you want a defender that's Brazilian or in the Spanish league. Look at Miranda. Even his non-informed card, I'd imagine would still be pretty decent. Onto a second defender, and that is Dante, who was again another quality defender for me. 6'2", 84 defending, 81 heading. He has only got 68 pace, but as I've said before in previous videos, pace isn't a big factor. Well, as big of a factor in FIFA 14 as it was last year. It's more about ball control and strength of a player and all that other stuff. But yeah, Dante is really good. He's always there and he's just solid. And then onto the last centre back, which is Thiago Silva. He cost me 72k at the time I bought him. I think his price has dropped now to about 65k, which is a pain. But yeah. Anyway, in game he is an absolute tank. He's the best centre back I've used so far. He's got 80 pace, 87 defending, 83 heading. He's just quality. And I do actually have a couple of clips of him with making like good interceptions and tackles, whatever. And I'll show them now.
Way forward with some potential here. That's a clever pass. Oh! The defenders have left.
So yeah, Thiago Silva, I mean, it is a lot of money, but if you've got the money, definitely buy him if you're doing a Brazil team, French team. Even if you're going to try and do a hybrid, just get Thiago Silva if you've got the money. Anyway, onto centre mids. First centre mid we got is Hernandez, who, yeah, he cost me 6,300 coins. He has got 5-star weak foot and 4-star skill moves, which is really handy. And his base stats, 86 dribbling, 83 shooting, 83 passing. It is really good. In game, he always seems to be in and about, but a lot of the time for me, he seems out of position quite a bit. I mean, obviously he's got the high attacking work rate, which will cause him to push forward a lot. But I mean, some of the time when they'll be on the attack and he'll still be just sort of trucking along out right wing or something, and it does make it a lot harder to defend. I mean, I've got the 3 quality defenders, but when it comes to pure numbers, it is a lot awkward. And really, the same applies for the next centre mid. If I could get there, what's going on? There we go. Who was Paulinho? I mean, again, he's got quality base stats. I mean, 78 dribbling, 78 defending, 81 heading, 76 passing, 77 pace. I mean, if you look at his card, you think, well, yeah, quality player. But again, with a high attacking work rate, it does cost you in a way. I mean, a lot of the goals I did concede were purely because I was outnumbered. Because I mean, playing 3 at the back, I'm causing a risk anyway. But I'd kind of like to have my centre backs, my centre mids helping out a little bit. I mean, it might be the case that I just chose the wrong players. I mean, I could have gone with Gustavo and Ramirez, who both have high defensive work rates, and maybe that would have helped a lot more. But in general, the two centre mids, you know, they were all right. I mean, out of the two, Hernandez was the better one, but on reflection, I would have chose different players um, in them roles. Like I said, Ramirez and Gustavo probably would have been the two. Anyway, onto the right mid, and it is Hulk, who costs 37k. Um, he's FIFA 13. I really didn't like Hulk. I mean, he had 90 pace, I think it was, but he felt so slow. And in this game, he does feel a bit quicker. And I mean, he's got 91 strength, I think it is. So with the FIFA 14 engine, he is sort of a really good player to have. But again, he seems not involved. I mean, when I was on the attack, he didn't really seem there. I mean, I did score a goal with him because I mean, if you can get in a position to shoot with his left foot, if you finesse it, power shot, whatever, it'll be chances are it's going to go in because I mean, his shooting is ridiculous. I mean, he's got 85 for a base shot there, and the rest of his stats are 83 dribbling, 86 pace. He's not bad, but I wouldn't pay 37 grand for him if I knew that he'd be like that. Um, but yeah, anyway, on to the left mid, and this is actually one of the players I did like using. I've had him in a couple of my squads now, and I think he was in one of the other squad builders I did. That's Willian from Chelsea. I mean, 88 pace, 88 dribbling, 4-star weak foot, 4-star skill moves. He did cost a lot. He was 55k, and his price has gone up because I think when I first got him, he only cost me about 35, 40k. But I think it's purely because people are realising he is actually a decent player. Um, he he's just a good outlet. I mean, with Hulk not really pulling his weight on the right side, it's handy to have someone on the left that actually you can do stuff with. And Willian is that sort of player where you can actually do things. So Willian actually is a decent player. I can't really say anything bad about him. Onto the cam. That is Ronaldinho, and I'm probably going to get a lot of hate for saying it, but I really didn't like using him in game. He was such an awkward player to use. I mean, his passing actually was decent. I did notice that, but 87 dribbling, I really didn't notice it. And the weak foot, yeah, I did notice that. Skill moves, yeah, you do notice skill moves if you're that sort of player. But in general, he was just a really awkward player. I mean, like, I don't really know how to explain it, to be honest, but for me, he wasn't the sort of player that I like using. I mean, there is so many different options you can use for Cam for Brazil. I mean, you got him, you got Brian from Shakhtar, Coutinho from Liverpool, Carlos Eduardo. Um, so I mean, you can. There is ways to change it up. I went for Ronaldinho purely because it's Ronaldinho. I mean, you want to try him, but looking back on it now, I do wish I went with another option, preferably, well, possibly Eduardo, because in FIFA 13, Carlos Eduardo was one of my favourite players. Yeah. Anyway, on to the first striker, and that was Informed Joe, who cost me 33,000 coins, and he actually was a really good player. His finishing, I know his in-game stats for finishing was 95. When in the box or just outside of the box, chances are you are going to score with him. I mean, when with the ball at his feet and he trying to move around and create space for himself, he's not that great at. So I wouldn't advise playing him as a lone striker, purely because he's not the sort of player to be able to manoeuvre himself into good space to get a shot away. But if you're playing him alongside someone, he does work really well. And I mean, if you're getting the crosses in, he's got 83 heading, 62, 6'2", sorry. So he's gonna win a lot of headers. And like I said, his shooting is quality. Like his finishing is brilliant. So yeah, Joe is one. Well, out of the squad, I'd say Joe, Willian and Thiago Silva were the three that I can actually say I really did like. Dante and Miranda not too bad. The others, I just dismiss them. Now onto the last player, which a lot of people would want to have, Neymar. But to be honest, I really didn't like him. I mean, he cost 321,000 coins. He got 90 pace, 92 dribbling, 5-star weak foot, 5-star skill moves. And I mean, I only played him, you see there, 2 games, and I couldn't do anything with him. Like, straight away, as soon as the ball comes to him, he'd get pushed off the ball so easy. Try and do a scoop turn or a fake shot to get away, just get tackled. Try and shoot, you know, you might get it on target, but that's about it. And for 321,000 coins, definitely is not worth the price, in my opinion anyway. I mean, you might think differently, but for me, he really didn't work. And I wouldn't advise spending that amount. Now, if his price drops to, let's say 100k, I mean, you might think, right, for 100k, yeah, he might be worth it because he probably can pop up with the odd bit of magic. I mean, where it says other clubs, he has scored 56 goals in 47 games for other people, so he can score, but for me, it just, I don't know, I couldn't use him. But yeah, that is a squad. I'll finish up with some goals that I've scored with this team. If you like the video, obviously please like, you can comment on it, subscribe to my channel. If you want to talk to me on Twitter, you can, at willmason94. I'll post a link in the description below. And yeah, I hope you enjoyed the video, and here's some goals here. So, nice one. Cheers.